Tonight, from GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, it's the AFC Wildcard Round on EA Sports.
The third of 3 games to finish up this Sunday. We might save the best for last. And off we go here in the wild card round. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
And he comes off of a really good regular season with over 4,000 yards passing. And now in the playoffs, people always ask the question, do you continue to play the way you played in the regular season? Do you turn it loose? Or do you tone it down a little bit? I think you've got to be smart. But make sure you show the defense something they haven't seen before.
They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Now they'll try and set up the quarterback draw here. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
He won't find a ton of space following the display of power as he's down just inside the 45.
Well, there wasn't much there with that hitch route. They didn't gain what they expected. But sometimes when you call a hitch, you really don't have an alternate to go to. You don't have a second route to throw it to. So sometimes you have to rifle in there and hope for the best.
From the 43, here's a 2nd and 7. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Short throw, and that's hauled in by Mayer. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And the Chiefs are going to get him. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now to punt this one away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The KC offense set to go, led as always by the gunslinger, a former MVP in this league. It's Patrick Mahomes.
And he was absolutely sensational throwing the football all year long, better than 40 touchdown passes. That means he made good decisions, and his team trusted him with the ball. So I can't imagine a scenario in this game where they changed their philosophy. If they trusted him in the regular season, they're going to trust him now and let him turn it loose.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Here's Pacheco once again. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. So a nice run there, and I have to think a strong running game in the playoffs, maybe even more critical than the regular season. And if you go by the numbers, the man they have running it here, he was the best in the NFL.
And since he led the league in rushing yards, I think it means he's going to see the ball a lot in this game, too, because that's what they're built like. That's what they're built around. So I think the offensive line, the tight end, the wide receivers, everyone is coming together, wanting him to get the ball and get it often, and they want to carve some holes out there for him.
That's laid out deep for Rice, and it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up. Now a 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Mahomes. Forced out to his left. Throw left side complete. That's Rhodes. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a first down. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Pacheco gets it up the gut, and he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 2 yards, good enough for a first. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation we were talking about with one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly, it's a big man's game. And it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
They'll come up on a 2nd and 7 from the 27. Now they'll throw with Mahomes. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Weber. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
They run. It's Williams. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. Remember, that was 4th and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and 4th and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's that 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. No score after 1 on EA Sports. The 2nd quarter from KC. It's the Chiefs in possession of the football as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up. Now they'll toss it out right to Williams. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
We knew both of these safeties were good in run support, but how about the play we just saw there? How about that closing speed? Able to get to the outside part of the field and turn that play into a loss.
Now 3rd down and 7. Here's Mahomes to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. Danny Gray from 17 yards out. And the Chiefs will strike first here in this wild card matchup. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that makes the score 7-0. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told. And the drive culminated with the Danny Gray touchdown. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. And work with me here. Is this overhyped or not? You've got a warm weather team on the road in January, and it's cold. What's the deal? Is that a factor or is it not a factor?
I think a lot of it depends on the personality of your head coach and how you prepare for things. And some things you just can't prepare for. If you're coming from a warm weather site, you can't make it cold enough like it is here in this ball game. But what you can do is just tell guys, dress for the weather, and then play like we always play. And as the game goes along, typically those guys out there playing, you warm up enough that it really shouldn't affect you quite the same way. Now, if that's all you talk about, if you put that in the heads of your players, it'll affect them in a big way.
Only a yard on the pickup, so from a good situation on 2nd and 2, it's now 3rd and 1.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Trying to run for it with Jacobs, and he will have a first down here at about the 40. It's a pickup of 6.
Good running right there. And this is a man who was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances, and he picks up nice yardage on that one.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. There's a nice move. And shutting him off, now open field. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That time they pick up a 24 yards on the keeper. First down. Here's Jacobs from the gun. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Well, when you're a road team in the playoffs, when you're a wild card, what's the one thing you need to be able to do to stay in football games? Run the football. And that's an excellent job right there of identifying where to go and picking up good yardage.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs, and they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Now, we all know that an offense coordinator and a quarterback, they're aligned at the hip. But when you've got a runner who can get you that kind of yardage, that guy's invaluable.
On first down, they go with Jacobs again. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Nick Bolton there on the tackle.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now Miller hit, and he fumbles. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused, because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Pacheco gets it again on 2nd down. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. This now a 3rd and 4. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out and giving the ball back to their offense?
Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. That's a 48-yard punt with the coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. The Raiders heading out to take over. And so close to hitting pay dirt last time, fumbling down near the goal line. Now, how does that affect their psyche this time around?
It's a tester, that's for sure, because to be that close and come away with no points is really disappointing, not just for the guys on offense, but the defensive players, too, who thought, hey, we're going to put some points up and have a little momentum going. They've got to find a way to just get it out of their minds, let it go,
short-term memory,
and move on to the next series.
Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. The Raiders try to move quickly, trying to get everybody back to the line. There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I believe I'm following their logic. Take the big shot downfield, loosen things up. You're hoping to get some points on the board before the half. Maybe now you come back and throw some underneath stuff in order to make sure you get a completion.
They'll look to throw again. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Nick Bolton. Then he will take it across midfield and down to the 45. Well, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
Mahomes now on 1st down. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
Now Mahomes throwing on 2nd down. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. It's Kelsey on the ground. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Travis Kelsey from 21 yards away. And the Chiefs will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
On that 3rd down call, the goal was to get the ball to their tight end and pick up a 1st down, but he wasn't satisfied with just that. They got the 1st down. That was the gravy. He decided to take in the whole meal and rumbled in for a touchdown.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And it's now 14-0. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it culminates in a Travis Kelsey touchdown. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Raider offense heading back for one final 1st half drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Throwing on first down. Parker. It's Myers again with another catch. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan. A look around the NFL. We'll have to wait for postgame because we are moving right through halftime and on to the third quarter. Both teams trying to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs. He's got a man, complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one good for 37 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Handoff now for Pacheco. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31.
Well, you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. 62 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Again, it's Pacheco. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st. Up the middle, it's Williams. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Kyron Williams, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Chiefs continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead.
We see this a lot on 3rd and short yardage, especially down here in the red zone. They're going to sell out to stop the run, try and hold them to a field goal. But once the running back gets past the first wave, the resistance can evaporate after that. And he not only picks up the 1st, but he takes it all the way into the end zone.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And it's now 21-0. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it was capped off by the Kyron Williams touchdown run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Parker on 1st and 10. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. He finds Bateman over the middle. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. A great job there, Charles, just to hold on, absorb that contact. I guess that's the risk you take catching the ball toward the middle of the field.
It is, and if you're going to gain yardage, you're going to have to go there at some point. But how about the read, okay? The eyes of that play, stepping out from the middle of the field and really making a big hit. Did not get free, but boy, that's a tough area to go into when you're going into his spot. Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. They'll set up to run the quarterback draw. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12. Here's A.J. Cole now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This is taken at about the 14. A 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. And now here comes Kansas City. They have picked up right where they left off in half number 1, just looking really dominant, extending this lead.
And it's fun to see when teams actually do that, because so many times you go into the half after playing well, and you kind of relax a little bit. We've got this. We can kind of punch the button whenever we get good and ready. But for a team to keep the intensity and keep the execution up and come back after the half and play so well, that's actually really, really nice to see.
And a pedal to the metal. That's what we're seeing right now. That's laid out deep for Rice. A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. A big play there for KC. 61 yards.
Boy, this has just been an offensive clinic. It's seemingly been one big play after another, and add this one on to the list. When you can bite off more than half the field on one play, things are definitely working in your favor.
2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. 77 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. 3rd down and 1. They'll try for the first with Pacheco. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. They only got 2, but that was enough as they'll convert to make it 1st and goal.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Pacheco trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Here's Pacheco, and he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco punching it in from a yard away. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that makes the score 28-0. So that drive 7 plays in length. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. They swing that out wide to Jacobs. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
To the sideline and incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Back to throw again. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Short throw, and that's hauled in by Mayer. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
To throw on 3rd down, Parker. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he gets the 1st down.
They're able to keep the drive alive 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. Good spot on the field to go for it, kind of no man's land as they call it, and it worked out.
Yeah, they call it no man's land because your punter is telling you it's too short. I'm just going to punt it into the end zone. Your field goal kicker might give you a little raised eyebrow, might be too far for the field goal, so it gives you a great chance to go for it. Personally, if you have those tendencies to be aggressive as a head coach, you kind of like this spot because it gives you the decision to go ahead and go for it when you want to anyway.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Parker. And the Chiefs are going to get him. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand.
You can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. That one good for 17 yards on fourth. Couldn't ask for much more from your offense there. First down. Operating from the gun. Parker. He's got it. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Keep in mind they can still get a first down here as they come up on second and inches. Off the option, here's Jacobs. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs taking it in from a yard out. And the Raiders are finally on the board here in the fourth quarter.
Ah, what a luxury it is to be able to call a bowling ball like Josh Jacobs down near the goal line. 5'10", 220 pounds, and he's not afraid to get in there and get the tough yards. Finishes off this drive with a touchdown run.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 28-7 ball game. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Chiefs are going to make the recovery. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coach...
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. Danny Gray, his second touchdown of the night. And the Chiefs have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here in the fourth. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Parker. Short throw, and that's hauled in by Mayer. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. Here's Parker to throw on second down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give them 12 yards that time and a Las Vegas first. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll make it second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now Parker on first down. Open man is Myers. And he's taken down inside the 30. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter. To throw is Parker. Throwing on first down. Going for Bateman. He's got him on the out route. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Parker. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Back to throw. Parker. He finds his man, complete. It's Jacobs. Now the Raiders going to burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. 9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Looking to throw. Parker firing quickly here, and that's complete. They said beginning of the season they wanted to get past the wild card round. Well, they just got past the wild card round.
How about that? Being able to put the big check marks up in the locker room, right? Get to the wild card game. Check. Got that done. Win a wild card game. Big check. Now you've got to go ahead and set your sights higher. There is a bigger prize out there, and they still have an opportunity.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports.